It was 6:48 p.m. when I stepped out of the cab and stood in front of Ethan's house for the first time. My heart was racing like it was trying to escape my chest. The street was quiet, almost too quiet, with the orange glow of streetlights painting golden shadows across the pavement. I clutched my overnight bag tightly and looked at the front door. We had been dating online for nearly 9 months. We met on a photography forum, both obsessed with capturing beautiful, broken moments. What started as casual comments turned into daily conversations, late-night video calls, and finally, this. Tonight was the night I was finally going to meet Ethan, not on a screen, not with headphones and pixels, but in real life. And he'd asked me to spend the night with him. The front door opened just as I raised my hand to knock. "Lena," he breathed, his voice deeper in person, laced with warmth and something else, anticipation. He looked exactly like he did in our video calls, tousled brown hair, a quiet smile, and those mesmerizing green eyes that always made me lose my train of thought. "Hi," I whispered, suddenly shy. He stepped forward and, without hesitation, pulled me into a slow, reassuring hug. I melted into it, inhaling the scent of his cologne and something fresh, like laundry and cinnamon. His arms wrapped around me like I belonged there. "You're even more beautiful in person," he said softly against my hair. "Come in." Inside, the place was dimly lit and cozy. A single lamp cast a soft glow over the living room. A record was playing in the background, an old jazz tune that made the air feel heavier, intimate. I noticed framed photographs on the walls, mostly of landscapes, and a few candid shots of people, moments captured perfectly, frozen in emotion. Ethan's work. "Hungry?" he asked as he took my coat and placed my bag near the stairs. "Starving." He'd made pasta from scratch. The kitchen smelled of garlic, cheese, and something warm and familiar. He handed me a glass of red wine, and we sat down at a small table by the window. "You cooked this yourself?" I asked, twirling my fork in the creamy Alfredo. He smirked. "I had to impress you somehow." It was perfect. The food, the way he watched me when I spoke, how we laughed like we had 100 times before, except now, our knees touched under the table. His hand brushed mine every so often. The tension between us was growing, but it wasn't uncomfortable. It was slow and electric, like something meant to happen. After dinner, we moved to the couch. A movie played on the screen, but we weren't watching it. Instead, we talked about everything, from our worst fears to our childhood dreams. At one point, the conversation drifted to relationships. I was cheated on once, I admitted. It made me question everything, including myself. Ethan's face softened. He reached out and gently tucked a strand of hair behind my ear. "You're not hard to love, Lena. They just didn't know how." The silence that followed was loud with emotion. He leaned in slowly, not pushing, not rushing, just waiting. I met him halfway. Our first kiss was soft, slow. His lips were warm and tender, tasting faintly of wine. He paused, searching my eyes again. "You okay?" I nodded, biting my bottom lip, my voice barely a whisper. "I've wanted this for so long." So had he. We kissed again, this time deeper, his hand resting gently on my waist. The room seemed to disappear around us. There were no awkward moments, just slow, thoughtful touches. He kissed my forehead, my neck, my shoulder, never rushing, always reading me. At some point, I leaned into him and whispered, "I don't want to sleep in the guest room." He held my gaze, gently took my hand, and led me upstairs. His bedroom was neat, earthy, scented with sandalwood. The bed was massive, covered in soft gray sheets. He handed me one of his t-shirts. I slipped into it while he changed quietly. When I turned, he was already under the covers, watching me with that same gentle gaze. I climbed in beside him, and for a moment, we just stared at each other in the low light. "Can I hold you?" he asked. I nodded, and he wrapped his arms around me. My head rested on his chest, his heartbeat steady and strong beneath my ear. His fingers drew lazy circles on my back. "I've never felt this safe," I whispered. "You are," he murmured. "With me, you always will be." We kissed again, long, slow, and deep, until our breaths synced and our bodies relaxed into each other. Nothing more happened that night. No pressure. Just warmth, trust, emotion, connection. But somewhere around 3 a.m., I woke up suddenly. Ethan was still asleep beside me, his arm draped protectively over my waist. But something felt off. I sat up, listening. A faint creaking sound echoed from downstairs. At first, I thought maybe the house was settling. Old houses did that. But then I heard it again. This time, it sounded like footsteps. I gently nudged Ethan. "Hey, wake up," I whispered. "I think someone's downstairs." His eyes opened instantly. Alert. Protective. "Stay here," he said, already moving out of bed. I followed him down the stairs despite his protests. The living room was empty. The back door was unlocked, just slightly ajar. Ethan looked around, checked the garden through the windows. "I'm sure I locked that earlier," he muttered, locking it firmly. No one was there. Nothing seemed touched, but the sense of unease lingered. Later, back in bed, he held me tighter than before. "You don't think someone was watching us, do you?" I asked. He didn't answer immediately. "There's something I didn't tell you," he said finally. "A few weeks ago, I kept finding the back door open in the mornings. I thought I was just being forgetful. But once, I found muddy footprints inside. I cleaned it up, didn't want to scare you before your visit. Maybe it's nothing, but I'll set up cameras tomorrow." My chest tightened. "Do you think it's someone you know?" "I don't know," he whispered. "But I'll protect you. No matter what." And even with that chill of fear lingering in the corners of my mind, I knew I wasn't alone. I was loved. And whatever came next, we'd face it together.